want to thank a few people for making this possible. First of all, Mr. Colucci, Mr. Saponaro, Mr. Aducci, Buckeye Board of Education. First of all, I have to say that there's a lot of commitment to make this program work. I've been teaching over 20 years, and this is the first year where I've done anything like this. I can remember a number of years when there are simply no field trips, period. And pretty much this has been anything you need. We want to make this program work, and hopefully you see the value in it when you see what the students are accomplishing here. Okay? Second, I want to thank parents. This is kind of a scary thing. This is different than any kind of education, but I think you're going to find that this is extremely valuable. This is what 21st century learners absolutely need. This is, I mean, the skills that these students are doing. Again, this is not traditional education. So I know that's a scary step when you're hearing, we're doing what? And, you know, all these different things. So hopefully, like I said, you see the value in that as much as we do. I want to thank the APL. This was also a scary thing for, you know, a class full of 12-year-olds to come in and invade your space. And I know that, you know, there's a ton of stuff going on, so we absolutely thank you guys for that. And it's been an exciting first pilot for sure, so thank you very much. Today we have Mrs. Serafino and Ms. Dondorfer. Is that correct? Right. Thank you. And finally, I want to thank students, okay? Because none of this could have happened without the students standing up and being willing to do this. I had 17 students that signed up for this class. I asked 17 students to be part of it with the idea that all 17 weren't going to agree to this, because when I talked to them about public speaking and all these things where you're going to be getting up in front of adults, and I thought, there's no way they're all going to do it. Well, we have 17 students except for one who's not here today, but due to an illness. But we also have one student that got, was it an expander for the mouth, I think? Yesterday, which is probably going to make a little bit of a change in plans here, but there's a lot of ways to get out of public speaking. That's a pretty good one. So anyway, I know the students have been asking me to get started, so I'm not going to thank anybody else, but I do want to definitely thank them for their courage in doing this. So it absolutely makes it, you know, it's a big deal. And they're already winners at this point for just agreeing to do it and getting to this point. So I'm excited to see what we do from here. So approximately a month ago, I talked to, well actually before that, because this process takes a little while, I talked to Mrs. Serafino at the APL, and she had agreed to having Braden Middle School, our 7th grade students, come up. And we knew that bell was going to come, so I was stalling a little bit for that. But our challenge for the students, their very first challenge, was to come up with a plan to make Ashtabula a happy and healthy, help me here. Place for cats. See, it can happen anyway. So, so that is our challenge. And so, without anything else, I'm going to turn this over to our first group, our team that's going to be presenting today.
Alright, so good afternoon, and thank you for coming to our presentation. I'm Logan Craig, Taylor Wisnowski, Harborough, okay, McCarroll,
healthier place for cats. Our whole group came up to the conclusion that there are too many cats in our community. If we fix this problem, then the amount of cats pouring into the APL will reduce.
Our solution to the cat problem is to bring in a program called the Trap Spay Neuter Release Program. This program will reduce the amount of feral cats born in the county greatly, which over time will lower the amount of cats coming into the APL. We hope to raise enough money to purchase a minimum of 15 traps. One trap will have people take cats to the local APL. The customers will rent the traps from the APL for around $50, and when they return, they get $45 back if the trap is in good condition, which leaves you with a $5 profit to put towards your Trap Spay Neuter Release program. You guys will make our policy for how long the traps can be rented, and we'll monitor it daily. And a box trap is a wooden or a metal box supported by an often baited trigger so that the box will drop over an animal seeking the bait. The cost for one box trap is somewhere between $40 to $60, and one great benefit is that you can use these traps over and over again. This is a video of successful Trap Spay Neuter Release program. This is out of Indianapolis. It's their animal care service.
Every spring, kittens pour into animal shelters. 80% of those are a result of stray and feral cats breeding. Overpopulation is a big problem in communities, big and small. We learned several ways animal advocates are working to solve this problem and what you can do to help.
So I can come out here at any given time, day or night, and see cats, sometimes as many as 10 or 11.
Brett McClugan and his family moved to this North Salem home looking for a breath of fresh air.
We moved here from Brownsburg and about 5 years ago, and it was beautiful, loved wildlife, and got to enjoy everything. And we started noticing we had a little bit of a problem, a big cat problem.
What started out as just a few cats,
We've ended up with probably 35 to 40 cats over the last 4 years.
it's become a new part of Brett's life, taking care of these cats in a humane way.
We've probably found homes for about 30, and we've been doing a spay neuter program.
Many communities have trap neuter return programs. Lisa Tudor, the community cat coordinator at Indianapolis Animal Care Services, wants people to take advantage of this program to help the constant cat overpopulation problem.
Because unchecked, these cats will they're trapped in an endless cycle of breeding.
Cats can have anywhere from 2 to 3 litters of 2 to 8 cats a year. So with the TNR program, local volunteers will help a homeowner trap feral cats, get them spayed or neutered, and then return them to their neighborhood home environments. Plus,
Unchecked, those breeding behaviors can be a nuisance to neighbors. And a lot of what people complain about our mating behaviors, and it's the yowling and the constant kittens, the spraying, the fighting. Once you get the group of cats fixed, immediately those behaviors diminish greatly. The cats are much calmer, they're not roaming, there's no more kittens, they're in better health, and there's better neighbors for everybody. And the thing is, we can manage those cats in the community.
making this situation a lot better for everyone involved, but it takes you to take that step to help.
We need community involvement, education to get this problem under control, and we're close.
We've also heard that people worry that a fixed cat would not make a good mouser. A reason why many people like having cats on their properties is to catch rodents. But Lisa Tudor at IACS says that statement is not true because if a cat is not fixed, their primary focus is to mate, not mouse. So you can contact your local animal shelter to learn more about your community cat program in your area.
Alright, so we hope that you guys learned that that actually helps in bigger places, so not just the small places. This is another successful TNR program. This is out of Polk County, Illinois. It reduced the cat colony in 23 zip codes by 41% in just 5 years. In November of 2007, there were 1,329 cats in the 23 zip codes. At the end of 2012, there was only 788. So this is how we're going to make money. Hopefully we can use this money to buy our box traps. A yappy hour. This is one of our examples. A yappy hour is when you pair up with the local restaurant and have an event where you can bring your pet for a $10 fee. This is similar to the Applebee's Dine to Donate, in which you donate a portion of your bill to the APL. In addition to this, we would have a 50-50 raffle on a Chinese auction.
Pennies for Paws. In this event, we will pair up with Braden Middle School and have a competition between grade levels to see how much money each grade will raise for the APL. The grade level that wins will get a special incentive from our group.
So in conclusion, a quick summary of the trap spaying and release program. You will rent the box traps from the APL, trap the cats, and bring them to the APL to get spayed or neutered. The final step is to release the cats back to their natural habitat. We hope that you adopt this program and are successful with it. We wish you luck and thank you for your time. Are there any questions?
Okay, did you think about how you would get veterinarians to do the spay and neuter?
Well, we were thinking with the extra money that we got from renting the traps, that we could use that for us to be able to do it by ourselves. So every time that somebody would rent a trap, then we would get the money back to help for the trap spaying and release program to be able to spay and neuter them.
Okay. But it's getting a veterinarian either at their office or to come to the shelter to be able to provide those services. So that would be something we would need to look into. With the number of cats housing, where would they be housed while we're waiting for them to be spayed and neutered?
Well, hopefully we would set up a time with the vet, and then that day that we could bring in our cats, and then we do it all in one day, and then be able to release them all back. So we could set a date where we could bring in our traps, and then we can see how many we have to buy and if we need more.
How many traps do you think you need to start with?
I thought we needed at least 15, which was somewhere around $1,000.
Okay.
So,
That's all I have for now.
thank you.
All right, let's have our team 2 come on.
Good afternoon, everybody. These are our slides on helping the APL. I'm Casey Frazier.
I'm Magdalena Dolezal.
Josh Bellin. I'm Austin Zoll.
Why does the APL need our help? Our wildfire group has recently gone to the APL. The biggest problem our group felt needed looked into was the insane amount of homeless cats. The shelter holds up to about 80 to 100 cats, but they currently have about 140 there. These next 2 slides will present some facts and solutions that we felt were most important to finding an answer.
A couple of facts. One cat can have 3 litters in 1 year, which averages up to about 96 cats in 1 year. We also found out that 3.4 million cats are dropped off at shelters a year. Note that the APL is the only one in the entire county.
GoFundMe. GoFundMe is a completely free website that lets anyone create their own page for people to donate to. You choose the cause and design the website for yourself. It helps people raise thousands in just days, and it's a great way to earn money without spending any at all.
Should the APL put themselves out there more? What we mean by this title is that the APL just isn't very well known. We thought that it would be sensible for the APL to advertise where they are located and the problems that they are having. Social media would be a big help. Although you do have Facebook, we think at least making an Instagram account would be an improvement. The more people that find out, the better. One last thing we recommend are flyers. Just making around 20 flyers and plastering them around busy places would be a big help.
Cutting down on all these cats. After thinking about the 140 cats at the APL, we realized that it would almost be more worth it to do sort of a buy one get one free sale. It would be better to try and cut down on the numbers rather than just trying to earn money. It would help in the end because you wouldn't be spending all this money on the cats, and it would have a lot of a decrease on the cats in the shelter.
And these are our sources. Thank you for your time. Do you guys have any questions for us?
Okay, you talk about social media and setting up an Instagram account. A lot of us don't know how to use a lot of those things. Who would you suggest would set up one of the Instagram accounts?
Some of us can easily come over there because
Okay.
we know how to set up it.
Of course you do. Yeah, a little updated. Other than Instagram, what other sites did you look at? Did you look at Twitter and some of the other ones?
Any social media would work.
Any
Because
of them
Twitter
would work?
would work. Because it would still be getting the word out.
Okay. Did you look at which one would be more advantageous for us than another?
Either Instagram or Facebook, because I know a lot of more adults use Facebook instead of kids, and then adults, if they have children, they can talk to their kids about it, and then they can.
Okay. Okay, that's all I have for you guys right now.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Brady Jack, and this is
Riley Missett.
Seth Enos.
and we're here today to save the cats. The problem. We recently went to the APL and we noticed the amount of cats there were. The APL has room for 80 cats, but there are roughly 140. Our goal is to make our county a happy and healthy community for cats, but how can we do this if there are way too many cats?
Fundraising ideas. A raffle to raise money, a fundraiser for the schools, and a supply drive.
A raffle would provide necessary needs for the cats. When we went to the APL, I saw two big things I wanted to change that were in their cages. First was their bowls. I say bowls in quotes because they're not like the normal metal or plastic bowls. They're cardboard, and the kittens were knocking them over easily and spilling their food. The other thing I keep thinking about is their beds. We would not even call them beds. They are also cardboard. The reason I'm talking about this is if we had a raffle, we could get donations like beds, bowls, spoons, or other necessary needs.
Like this raffle, a supply drive is another great way to get donations. Also, if APL were able to bring cats to the supply drive, some people might want to adopt some of the cats.
Fundraisers for the school. Having a fundraiser is a great way to make money. We can have a fundraiser for all the schools in the district where the schools or the grades compete to raise the most money, and the school or the grade that raises the most money gets the prize of their choice, and the rest of the money would go to the APL.
Another idea we had was spay and neuter. If we spay and neuter the cats, then the county will have less cats. This would lead to a healthier and happier cat community. Spay and neuter is a proven way to reduce pet population. In the picture on the right, it shows that one unspayed or neutered cat can lead to 64 in less than 16 months.
We talked to a vet, we talked to the Conneaut Veterinarian Clinic, and they said that spaying and neutering is the best way to stop cat overpopulation. We also called the Country Doctor Vet Clinic, and they said, I think it is a great option to reduce cat population.
What is TNR? Trap, neuter, and turn. TNR is a humane, non-lethal alternative to the trap and kill method of controlling cat populations. Trap, neuter, and turn. TNR is a management technique in which homeless, free-roaming community cats are humanely trapped, evaluated, and sterilized by a licensed veterinarian vaccinated against rabies, and then returned to their owner.
What the vet said about TNR. We called the Jefferson Veterinarian Clinic, and they said that they have heard of TNR and that they think it is a good idea because neutering is the only way to decrease cat population without hurting or killing the cats.
Trap, neuter, and return. Trap, neuter, and return. TNR improves the lives of cats and stops the breeding cycle. This quote is from the Outdoor Cats and Humans in Our Shared Environment. This quote is from the Alley Cat Allies. TNR improves the coexistence between outdoor cats and humans in our shared environment. Scientific studies in communities with TNR programs are proof that TNR reduces and stabilizes populations of community cats. This is why so many cities are adopting it.
How much would TNR cost? The traps would cost around $60, and the spay and neutering would cost around $150 to $250. But for the APL, as a reduced price, it would cost $35 to $80. The fundraisers would cover the cost of both of these prices. In conclusion, if we do these three things, our community will be a happy and healthier cat community. The fundraisers would provide money for spay and neutering, and the traps for TNR, the spay and neutering would help cats overpopulation reduce. And these are our sources.
Any questions?
Did you find one type of fundraiser would be better over another?
What we were thinking at first was money management, but then we realized that a big chunk of it may be money, but another of it is reducing the costs.
Okay.
If we reduce the cost by doing supply drives, that would be big. I think a supply drive would probably more likely be the biggest one.
Did you contact any businesses about whether they would be willing to run a supply drive at their business?
We did not contact any business.
Okay. That's all I have. That's all I have for you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, now our final team.
Alright, this is the APL problem by Austin,
Tony,
Nick Wyman,
Jacob,
and Nick Sisk.
Alright, we think the APL is a very good place in our opinion, but we think there's some weak areas that we might be able to fix.
Some of the problems that you guys have are you guys are the only shelter in Ashtabula County. The facility is lacking money and space. In addition, you guys have some very poor reviews, and this brings us to the problem to make Ashtabula County a healthy
environment for cats. This is the reading, ratings, and reviews. The rating of the Ashtabula APL is a 3.1 star out of 5. The ratings are for saying some not so nice things, such as your staff is being rude to the customers. There's over 40 1 and 2 star reviews saying bad things that could fall down on your company. Wouldn't you think that people would want to look at the reviews before they buy a dog or cat? Money. Money will help you pay for food, gas, heat, and electric, adding on to the building possibly if you guys could earn enough money. This would help not only the cats but the entire APL. Get a full-time nurse so you don't have to wait so long for the surgeries. Money can give cats extra accessories in their cages such as playpens, and the APL needs the money to survive as a company.
Sales and fundraisers. Another possible solution is to try sales and fundraisers. Fundraisers can help people know more about the APL. You can also hold some sales during the fundraisers. Donations can help as well. We think that you can do a reverse raffle to help earn money, and
Advertisement. Put signs around popular places like Route 20 and 193. More advertisement such as signs, social medias, and flyers. And we think that Route 20 would be a good place to put these because there's a lot of people that are driving around there for things. And for example, place signs around the county like the one you see below. How to help the cats. Let them go outside more like you let the dogs to get them more exercise, spay and neuter, play pens, and bigger cage to give them more room. Social media. One reason people don't know about the APL is they only use Facebook and they need to start using more social media such as Snapchat and Instagram. If they did, they could get the word out there more about any special events they're doing, like fundraisers.
And that concludes our presentation for today. We'd like to thank you guys for coming out and giving us the opportunity to present to you. And we hope our ideas help you to make Ashtabula a happy and healthier community for cats. Are there any questions?
Okay, when you looked at the reviews, where did you find the reviews at?
When we looked up the Ashtabula APL, it said that there was like 79 Google reviews.
So it was on Google you found it. Okay, is that the only place you looked?
Yes.
Okay,
Now we know that all the reviews aren't true because anyone could say things on them.
right. Again, you're talking about social media, and you mentioned Instagram and Snapchat. Are those two that you feel would be better to be used over Twitter than some of the other ones?
Twitter's a good one, but Instagram and Snapchat are the ones that like the teenagers have right now, so it can get the word out more.
Okay. All right, that's all I have for you guys.
Thank you.
Can we have one more round of applause for the student? That was something that a couple of things I wanted to just kind of point out here. So there's several things that you could see by looking at the presentations. You get to see the things up here. What you don't get to see are the struggles that they go through in the classroom. We've got groups of 12-year-olds that are being, first of all, they were placed into teams. They did not choose these teams, they were placed there. Adults struggle with being put into teams and being asked to come up with a quality product. As you can imagine, these students went through various trials throughout this process. There were times they came in and, you know, the whole thing was falling apart. But the thing is, they got through it, and they struggled through that process, and that's huge. They were asked to probably do more critical thinking in the last 4 weeks than they may have traditionally in an entire year. Okay? So there's some amazing things that I believe they have accomplished in a very short period of time. I also want you to remember we've got students being up here for the very first time, speaking in front of adults. We've got a number of faces here where this is completely out of the comfort zone. So to me, this is absolutely a huge first step in this whole process. And I want to just make something clear to all of you that I thank you for all coming today and supporting our students. And I want to remind you that this is their first presentation. They're going to be having 3 more. And I also want to invite you guys to continue to come out, and I want you to see this growth that occurs as this process continues. So that's definitely some of the things that I've been noticing. The other thing that I kind of wanted to point out, what separates this type of education from the traditional approach. Generally, in a traditional approach, there is a textbook. There are questions at the end of a section. You can read the section. You can go pick out the answers at some point in the reading and really not do any thinking whatsoever. There is no textbook. There are no answers at the end of, the end of the section. Students are coming up with answers when there are no clear-cut answers. And so this is, for many of them, this is the first time they have ever been into a situation where there might not be an answer. So this is a big thing for the first step. I'm going to, I know Mrs. Serafino would like to say a few words here, so I'm going to turn things over to her at this time.
Well, the first thing I want to say is I'm really, really proud of you guys. You guys came in, you were enthusiastic, you asked lots of very difficult questions. And I'm not just saying that because to make you feel good, because they were truly some hard questions. How much questions you guys asked me, I'm like, I don't answer that one. And that's okay. You guys took this very seriously, and you put a lot of work into this. And I want you to know we really appreciate that. And I want to tell you that not only did I talk to our board of directors, but I also spoke to other communities, other shelters in northeastern Ohio, and talked about the wildfire program and how excited I was that we were chosen to be able to be a pilot for this program and what good things we were looking at getting out of this. So I had really spread the word, and they're now asking their communities about seeing if they can get involved in it. So this was a really, really exciting thing. Now the other thing I want to tell you is you guys were given this really good opportunity. So in real life, you need to learn all of these different skills. How many of you know when the Boston Tea Party was? Oh, okay. Really? There's one of you that has it?
I remember it.
You do. In real life, do we ever need to know what the date is of the Boston Tea Party? No. Or when the Battle of the Alamo was? No. But what these kids learned was, how do you take a problem and how do you research it? How do you find real answers? How do you get through those steps? And that was something that was really exciting to hear when I would check in, how are things going, and then you guys were so excited. And that was amazing to me. I just want you guys to know that you guys did awesome. You guys might have been nervous, but you couldn't tell. You guys rocked it. And you guys will keep getting better each presentation you do. for allowing us to be your pilot for the first one.
Thank you. Again, I want to thank all of you for coming today. I know we want to get some pictures. Mr. Craig is going to get some pictures. We're going to hopefully get some a little bit of news press here on this. So I'm going to need all of the students to go ahead and get on stage. So I can't jump.